Hi there, it's Brian Sebastian, Movie Reviews and More, Women on TV.tv, IT247 out of Tennessee. And so here we are. We just wanted to do a show because starting next week, we're going to start over our live streamings, starting on all platforms. So YouTube, Facebook, not TikTok, but Twitch, and there's one I'm missing, Twitter. So that'll be great, Sherry. So we're going to do it twice a month on all the platforms, and imagine what will happen. So we can bring back people like your friend Jimmy Starr, his partner Ron Russell, have Elaine coming on, have Eileen and all that stuff. Your friends of yours, that'll be exciting because I've been watching what they're doing. I think it's exciting. And by the way, we have not one, but the only Sherry Nelson out of Canada. Hello, Sherry.
Hi.
So let's talk about this. All the stuff that's been going on. You've been getting a lot of stuff that invites and things like that coming up, but you have to wait to come into the country, obviously. How does that make you feel as someone, all of a sudden you're getting these things, you're being on these shows? Isn't that a great feeling?
Oh, definitely. It's nice to be wanted. It's nice to be invited to things. The border openings just keep seeming to get extended, and so I just have to keep working harder and try and keep doing as best as I can so I'm relevant and I still get invitations. So hopefully, the border will open soon and people won't forget me and I will still be able to pursue this avenue.
Well, the good thing is you're going to always be relevant. You just don't know that because you have so many people on your side. So that's a good thing, And I think that's really fun on your side. I look forward to that.
Well, it's mostly because of you, Brian. You're giving me such a profitable, like a very diverse platform, and so many people seem to be tuning in. So no, if it wasn't for you opening this door, I don't know what I would be doing.
Well, as you know, it's a combination of everything. It's Jimmy Starr. I love what he's doing. And I keep thinking back as I was, working on the show yesterday. How was it that we haven't run into each other? Because if we hadn't run into each other, we would have known each other at an early age. I know that for a fact, just because of his personality and stuff. And I'm trying to figure out how that didn't happen. It's kind of bizarre to me.
Well, I think you both are so busy and so in the zone of taking care of everyone but yourself that you aren't looking for who you might want to contact. I think you are just, you're selfless that way, the two of you, that you're always looking for ways to do good things for everyone else around you. So I think that's it. You don't know how to be selfish.
Well, so all the stuff that we've done so far. So you've been on what, I think 5 or 6 shows. So out of those 6 shows, you've had over 4,000 views already. It's really huge and counting.
Really?
Because here's what happened is I track all that stuff. And, when I'm mixing everybody in, that's the fun. It's like casting. I'm really a casting agent without being a casting agent. And I'm looking at those projects that come up and like, well, this person is great for this. But this person's not even heard of this person, or they wouldn't be thinking of this person. That's what I'm good at. So I get all these people because they trust the judgment. I'm like, no, they are good. You just didn't know. So even on Jessica, she's great at performing, but if she's always on a cruise ship, people can't see her. So bringing her into the fray, and the reason why I chose her last year, she came to our workshop in Tennessee, which was sold out. And it was one of those things that this girl's got talent. I didn't know that she could sing as well as she could. I've never seen her act, but I know she's got talent, And speaking of her, she's coming on now. So all of that just makes it fun. You're the exact same way. You've got stuff that people saw something in you, but they didn't know what to do, right? You're like, I don't know.
They see something, but what to do. Hi, Jessica.
Hey, you guys. How's it going?
So Jessica, we were just talking about you, and welcome to our show. And it's one and only. She's in Tennessee, Jessica Heim. Hello, Jess. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing wonderfully well. How are you guys doing today?
Hey, so and the strangest thing is, no matter well, the strangest thing is, no matter what, when I'm calling everybody, I'm getting a lot of these last minute things. So I don't forget, But people don't understand women need time to get the locations or to come back or, you know, to get everything done, whether it's their hair or whatever. And again, and guys are like thinking, can we talk to them tomorrow? I'm like, I got to check with them first because they're in different states, different countries, on different time zones, you know. I'll make it work. What's your schedule? Let me do this and I'll do it. So that's why I call everybody last minute, because it's not like I did it last minute. I've been waiting for them. And then they think magically we can do this like right now. Huh, Sherry? Huh, Jessica? And it doesn't work that way.
Yep, that's not a thing. Right now is you got to have time to prep. Especially for me, I had to drive into town to get here for this right now. So, you know.
I think Jessica and I have the same Wi-Fi issues. We have to go where we got good signal.
Amen. That's what's happening.
See, and the good thing about that is that we make it
Brian,
work no matter what.
Exactly.
Brian, with all of your podcasts that you've been doing, who is your hopeful get? Who would you like to interview?
Tiger Woods.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
It's always been Tiger Woods, and I'll tell you why. Because he started as a childhood prodigy. He was very guarded because when his father was alive, it was his father that taught him everything. You don't end up on the Bob Hope show at age 4 with a golf club in your hand as a minority. There was only 2 black golfers when he was growing up. So it's not like he had an idol, and you wouldn't see them on TV. So I've always been fascinated about his story. Where is he now? The greatest golfer alive. Who would have known?
Well, and I think Tiger Woods is the one that made golf popular, you know, like he made it more of an event. There's been some great golfers out there, but he's definitely an alert for the athletes.
And to grow up where he grew
You'll get him.
In South Central, I'm going to get him. But you know, they grew up in South Central California. That's unheard of. They only have one golf club there. And, you know, most golf clubs, and the reason I didn't play golf when I grew up in an all-white town in East Lyme, Connecticut. There was only 3 black families out of a town of, you know, out of 7,000. I wanted to learn golf way back. And I knew I couldn't go because it was a private golf club. But I wanted to go learn, but I had to have someone go and take me because I was kind of shy. And that's why I never learned it. But I've always wanted to learn golf, always.
I wonder if you're going to be a driver or a putter. You know, like I remember in university, and Jessica, you probably do, you know, to get your anxiety out before midterms or after you go to the driving range with your friends. It's a good stress reliever.
For me, it was more putt-putt.
You're a gentle soul.
I'm more of a putt-putter. Like an actual, I love mini golf so much. So I would go to the local arcade, you know, and do some skee ball and then some putt-putting. I mean, there was a driving, you know, enclosed driving range, but I was more of the, you get rid of the stress with the little things, like get the ball in the hole, don't just smack it, but you have all the other stuff that's involved.
Sherry, I'm gonna call Jessica Putt-Putt from now.
That's okay.
No, I would probably be good at putting. I would say that.
Jessica, who would
Yes.
be your dream guest on the show?
There are so many artists that I admire, so many. But especially recently, because I've found myself being a little down, I would like to speak with someone who probably is more into comedy. And so at this very moment, probably Kristen Wiig. I'd want to talk to her because she's hilarious.
Yeah.
And she just well, she hosted, you know, she did virtual hosting for SNL not long ago. And just, I mean, immediately which is the whole point, within seconds, I was already drawn in. I was like, what's she going to do now? What's happening? You know, because that's just the way that she rolls. So, yeah, at this current moment, I'd say Kristen.
Okay.
How about you?
All right, so Jess, I'll make that happen for you then.
Awesome. Thank you. How about
Sherry,
you, Sherry?
Sherry, who would it be for you?
Um, I was thinking about this the other day, and I think it'd be Gene Simmons from Kiss. He's a smart
Oh.
businessman. He's the ultimate rock star. There's so many things to ask him about, and he's got so many businesses. At one point, actually, in Canada, we have this outdoor classic rock festival called CanaFest, and he was going to be involved in that, and with COVID and everything, it's not going to happen. So, and his wife is Canadian, Shannon Tweed. So, no, he's got so much diversity in his history that I think he'd be really interesting. Yes, he'd probably be a 1, 2, and 3-parter.
So,
For sure.
so
Yeah.
with Gene, I don't know if you've seen it on my Facebook. So there's a picture of Gene, his girlfriend, now wife, and his 2 kids. And it was for the family jewels. It's one of my favorite photos because it was
that
just
was a good
5 of us and his publicist, Stan Roosevelt, who I deal with, who reps George Clooney, Robert De Niro, Gene, Helen Mirren, Morgan Freeman. He had Charlie Sheen. He couldn't take it anymore. He's got Danny DeVito, and the list goes on. Sidney Poitier, and the list goes on and on. So I'm always in contact with Stan. So, all right. So I'll make that happen for you for Gene then. Yeah, if you get a chance to go on there,
I'm already excited, but now I'm extra excited.
You'll see that photo of me and Gene and the family. It's one of my great photos. Matter of fact, I'll put it up today for you so you can see it. How's that?
Yeah, no, I want to see that.
So, being a rock and roll girl, what's the band that you would talk to then?
Oh, Guns N' Roses or Whitesnake. Everyone knows. Well, Trixie and I, that's how we met. I was coming down the red carpet, and she kept looking at me, and I kept thinking, I hope she's nice. I hope she's nice. And when I got to her, she goes, I thought you were Tawny Kitaen. You know, the girl from the Whitesnake Here I Go Again video. And I said, you have no idea how much you just made my night. And so we became fast friends over that. So yeah, Guns N' Roses or Whitesnake for sure.
So do you know this, that Axl Rose was my / we all worked together at Tower Records, or actually Tower Video. Did you know that? No, you didn't know that. I never told you.
No.
This is right before they hit it big. Months later, they kicked it off with Guns N' Roses.
Oh, really?
This is in 1986.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, and that goes back to our conversation with Elaine Goodlad when, you know, what do you play to pump you up to go do a good workout, and those are mine.
Hey, like I said, Van Halen ain't talking about love.
Yeah.
Jessica, what's your go-to song?
Jessica, who's yours?
Talk about what you want to do coming up, why I'm working on projects to surprise you with.
My go-to song, or what I would like to do is just have my excuse me, my own show. I just want to do a variety of music, but I'm not going to say what it is. But it's because that's the secret, right? That's the exciting part. But it's performing as a production singer has been such a blessing. I've loved doing it, and I've met so many beautiful, wonderful, talented people. But when you are doing shows like that, you obviously have to perform the content that's been assigned to you. Whereas if I get to do my own show, it's not going to be original music. It's going to be everything that people are familiar with, but it's going to have a twist to it. It's also very personalized. And I also, my most favorite thing, well, let's be honest, being on stage is my favorite thing, just performing in some capacity. But I also love live music, and I have such an admiration for musicians in general and their talent. And so my idea would be to have my own show backed up with a full band and some entertainment, at least 45 minutes, but preferably an hour or more, depending on how chatty I become.
So Sherry,
that's not a problem for me. It's talking. So I don't want to put the audience to sleep, but I want to keep them engaged.
well, this is where you start tap dancing, just in case you run out of things to say, right?
Yes. Oh, there'll be a tap number. There will be. I already know who I'm going to ask to help me too.
So Sherry, this is where I wanted her to, the next time we talk to Jimmy, I wanted to have Jessica on.
Oh, definitely, Jessica. Oh, do you know Jimmy Star, Jessica?
I have never met him. No. Mm-mm.
Yeah, he's pretty fantastic. I think, yeah.
Well, I had hoped to meet him. What day was it that you guys?
It was last week. Was it last Thursday or Friday?
Yeah, yeah. We had technical difficulties, so I had hoped to meet him then, but we're gonna rebook it for later. So we'll make it happen.
Wait till you meet his husband. Ron Russell's amazing. You'll love him. You should watch their show every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday.
Jimmy
Okay.
Star with Ron Russell. It's pretty good. It's fun. It's lighthearted. You know, when you're gardening or something, just listen to them have a conversation, and it's fun.
Mm-hmm. Cool. All right. What time on Wednesday did you say?
I believe it's, oh my goodness, it's 1 o'clock Mountain Time on Wednesdays. So I'm not sure what time zone you're in.
Okay. Mountain 1, 2.
I'll send you a link.
I think it's just an hour.
Are you Central?
Yeah. So it'd be an hour behind.
So 2 o'clock, I think. So no, I'll send you a link, Jessica.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
So Jessica, as that actress that you also are, what's frustrating for you right now, but also what's positive for you right now?
Frustrating. I think it's like for anybody else. I just want to be able to audition in person. Like I the whole point of auditioning is to be able to be with whoever it is that's observing or casting, or even just the beginnings of a show. They have to get your vibe, and it makes it much more difficult to try to portray that through this little hole on on your device. And so I miss live auditions, and I look forward to whenever I can do that again. But on the flip side, having such a long time away from the hustle and bustle of the world, it has given me the opportunity to do a lot of research, much more reading, and just kind of inform myself and become more educated in certain areas. And like I said, as a performer, there's so many facets of that. I mean, I could spend a week or more. There's the time that you could spend is endless for learning about and reading and researching for music, for acting, for accents. I mean, the list goes on. So there's always something going on up here. Sometimes it's a little hard to maintain.
Jessica,
But
what is your preference? Is your preference stage or film, or does it matter
Stage.
for you?
Live stuff, yes, because it's there's something a little extra about the unknown, because you can be prepared, you can plan for what you think is going to happen, but that doesn't mean that's what's going to happen. So then you're in that moment of, whoops, well, my mic just went out, so I'm just gonna mouth. That's what there was actually a song, it was the opening number for a show that I did on the ship, and I had to come up out of the pit, and my mic wasn't on, so I was just living life, just singing and just going at it. So anybody in the first few rows, they heard me, but anybody in the balcony, they just saw me just acting, and all, but they couldn't hear. But there was still a nice round of applause. They finally got the mic on eventually, but you just never know what's going to happen. So I much prefer live, because it's just an extra, let me see if I can do this, because you have to make it work. You don't have a choice. Ad lib, improv, whatever the case may be. Dance off the stage, grab another mic, and come back on. Whatever.
Is there an ultimate stage for you, like London or Broadway? Is there a goal stage for you?
Yes and no. I would love, Broadway would be amazing, and I haven't, that's still something that I long to do. But at the same time, I try to be realistic, and instead of setting this just goal that's like, wow, I want to be there. I try to make it more attainable. So I'm still putting in the work. I'm still focusing on what I need to, but it's still a growing learning process. And so regardless of the stage, I'm still putting in that work so that I can get there eventually. Because if, as someone who doesn't have an agent, or someone who didn't get that fancy degree at whatever acting school or music school or theater school, it's a lot harder to even get noticed, because almost immediately that's what, when directors and agents and things are looking at, they look at your resume, and if not, that's not there, that's just one more thing that I have to overcome and prove that I can do it too. Just because I don't have such and such degree doesn't mean I'm not capable. So that's something that, you know, it's not an obstacle. That's a goal, but that's more immediate. So once I can get these steps and make sure that I've honed in and corrected what I need to here, yes, Broadway, maybe someday. And if not, that's okay too. But I'm not gonna mark it off and say, nah, not doing that. But in time, as things progress and people that I meet, it's all about the friends and people that you know, or who know you. It's not really who you know, it's who knows you and who you make an impression on along the way. So we shall
That's why,
see.
Jessica, I'm always going to put you on the spot too.
Okay, I like it.
But the reason why is that I'll know who's basically, I'll basically know around, which is the reason for it, but you may not know, because I might not be able to get a chance to whisper in your ear, but I wouldn't want to do it because, again, a performer can go with it. And so just like John Scheinfeld did, you went with it. I didn't know you could sing Laverne and Shirley. I don't think either, but you did, and it came out great, didn't it?
Yeah, I was thankful too. I'm glad I remembered the words.
Well, I was like impressed by that, you know, but again, it's about that improv. The comedians work like that. You know, if they got a heckler, they focus on that heckler. All of a sudden, that heckler is something they can work with, you know, that give and take.
Mm-hmm.
If you like, that's where performance comes in. And then Sherry, for you, well, I already know how to put you in front of Whitesnake. I already know that. And that's a no-brainer. That's like looking at the back of my hand. But it's called the NAMM convention, National Association of Music Merchants, which is every January in Anaheim, California. So since Terry and I and one of the other girls, Flora Sophia, we went to do our live broadcast, it's everything music. So based on how we will see how everything is in January, it's the NAMM convention. That's where you will meet them.
Really?
Yeah.
Something to look forward to. I'm excited. Jessica, for your acting, is there anyone that you epitomize? Like, is there anyone that you really like to follow for your talent?
Wow. I'm gonna keep it in the female realm today. So I did Kristen Wiig earlier. There's a few females. Judi Dench, I think, is amazing.
She would like
Andrews.
you.
Huh?
She would like you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I love that. Julie Andrews. And again, from a more girl next door, very personable and approachable, I feel like Sandra Bullock. So these are my kind of.
See, when I saw you our very first time, and it was my show with Brian, was I see you with Vivian Lee. Like, I do. I see you because you're so diverse with your emotions and your skill. I do see you more that. I like your contemporary selections, but as soon as I saw you, well, maybe it was your Southern hat. I don't know. But, you know, you've got such a really good skill set. It's,
Thank you. I like that. Vivian, absolutely.
Well, Sandy would like you, that's for sure. That I know for sure, because I love Sandy. So she would definitely like your energy. And Julie Andrews would come up and hug you, and she would swear in your ear. That's what she's like. She likes to swear. But I will always know her as Mary Poppins because that's one of my favorite,
Mhm.
those movies.
You're like, enough on this.
She's speechless.
Actually, I
She
haven't seen. I, I haven't seen the new one though. I've been
That's not
meaning
the same.
to, the new version.
It's not the same.
No.
No, you can't have a Mary Poppins without having the chimney dance. You gotta have that. The new one does.
See, I didn't know that there wasn't there. So they
Yeah.
didn't. They don't have that one in the new one. Oh,
Nah,
no.
you gotta have that. Now, now.
Jessica, do you have any recommendations for doing monologues? Like selections of things for doing something like that?
Oof, that is a whole other realm. You're gonna hear a lot of different recommendations. People are like, "Oh, try this book out and try this book out." But ultimately, when you go for books, so does everybody else. And so it might seem original, it might seem really cool and a great idea, but I think that it's better just to literally go through plays and books and musicals and any kind of script and just read through it yourself. And that's for stage stuff. If you're looking into doing film and TV, it's better just to watch Netflix or Hulu or YouTube, whatever you can find, and just pay really close attention to the dialogue, not just watch it for, I mean, you could watch it for fun, but always kind of in the back of your mind have that awareness of, ooh, that'd be a really good monologue for me. And so that way it's more personal and probably less used, I would hope. But yeah, I try to get the my thing is just doing a whole lot of research. Like I said, you can spend hours and hours and hours going through that stuff. And then of course it depends on what character it is and the type, the setting, the environment, all that stuff. It's very involved.
Well, the
Very
reason why
time
she
consuming.
said that, Jessica, because I recommended you. You being that performer, I thought she would be would go well opposite you.
Yeah.
See her face, Sherry? She knows. That's a good idea. Why didn't I think about that? No, you two would be well working together, which is why I wanted you on the show, today's show. I wanted you guys to get to know each other even more. It's a no-brainer to me.
Oh,
No, I already adore her. She's pretty magical. I already adore Jessica.
and I think the same of you, Sherry. I every day I get excited. Well, not every day, but most of the time, especially if I see advertisements. They're starting to put more advertisements up about Pigeon Forge, and I was like, "Ooh, I cannot wait to get to Dollywood with Sherry."
Hey, it's in my
And
mind.
also just to
I said it's in my mind.
it's gonna be good times. And I'm just looking forward to having a chance to go back to see people that I had performed with before, or even see who's around, because people move away, but then a lot of them stay because that is their home. They not only perform there, but they probably met their partners there and they raised a family and they're still performing. So I'm anxious to see where people are now, however many years it's been since I was there. It's gonna be good.
So Sherry, last words coming up. What are your goals? What are your goals that you want?
What are my goals?
Yeah.
Well, first the border to open. I just yeah, I'm writing a couple scripts right now, and I really want them to come to fruition. And I've got a couple movies once the border opens up, and I just really want to do well. Yeah. So, and no, I hope that this show, Brian, is really popular and keeps continuing to grow.
And then Jessica, as everything's starting to open up for you, or do you look forward to going on a cruise ship, or you want to just wait and focus on other things now?
I need to spend enough time on doing my stuff to be ready to go back on the ship. So if they said, yay, the ships are open, you can go to rehearsal tomorrow, I'd be like, uh-oh, ooh, I still have more to do. So I don't mind. I mean, it needs to open up for the world, yes, and for the economy and all that stuff. But for me, I'm not ready just to jump on a ship tomorrow. No, there's still more to do. There's still more to plan for and prepare and have in my back pocket. A little bag of goodies
Well,
that
yes,
I need to have ready.
and as while we're working on that stuff, time goes quick. Like I said, we're almost mid-June, and I always tell people time goes very, very quick. So you got to always constantly be working on stuff. So like I said, Sherry, the border will open up. It'll be here before you know it. So that gives you added time. The one thing you don't always don't have extra time. So we have enough time because everything is in our favor. That's why I was asking what you guys want, because all the stuff you asked for, that's easy for me to get. I've already talked to these people. They're already friends of mine. I already know how to reach them. It all depends if NAMM is in January. If not, we'll just have them on our shows. It's easy. Monologue, you do it opposite Jessica, because that would give her something to do. She does that for live performance. Makes sense. She could use that time. It'll help her create what she's creating where she is in Tennessee. Make sense? Of course it does. Thank you, Brian. You're welcome.
Brian the Magic Man. He's gonna make
That's
it
right.
happen. Cha cha cha.
Hey.
See, look, all of a sudden, my brain immediately went to Pippin. Like, for whatever reason, I just thought of you.
No. I look at myself as I'm like the Wizard of Oz. Don't pay attention to me behind the corner. Look at everything but me. Let me do my thing over here. Look at you guys. You guys go do your things, and then I come back out and say, this is what we're gonna do, and it's gonna work. And it does. So Sherry, give your social media links before we go.
I'm on Instagram and Twitter, XOXO Sherry XO. Facebook, Sherry Nelson. It's the traditional SHERRY.
What's your Twitter one again? Because I couldn't remember off the top of my head. What was it?
XOXO Sherry XO.
I say, and I had it backwards. And the reason why I was asking, I had three people who've been watching the show saying, I can't find her. Where is she? What is it? So I'm like, it's XOXO. I forgot it was before her name. Yeah, you
I've got to get something better, I guess.
Fan base already, you know. So you
when
Jessica.
I didn't think anyone would ever follow.
Oh, believe me, I'm getting the messages. Oh, they all want to know. And Jessica, yours.
Jessica Heim. That's my first and last name on Facebook, HEIM. And on Instagram, my handle is just Jessica Heim 7, all lowercase, with a little number at the end. And also, I just wanted today I mixed it up a little bit, and we've got my hedgehog with headphones. This is my whole music thing today. So gotta keep listening to the music and getting in a good headspace. So that was my offering today.
Hey, I will gladly accept it. So with all that, this is Brian Sebastian, Movie Reviews and More, WomenOnTV.tv, iTube247 out of Tennessee. So two of the co-hosts that you've seen are Sherry or Jessica, and we will see you next week.